Hey, hi, I'm Chris and this is a video about my upcoming music writing challenges. Okay, so music writing challenges, very briefly, what are those? So basically the goal is to find some constraints in order to write music, write original songs. So why am I making this? Because I want to be able to create original songs, so that seems obvious, but I'm just beginning with this, and I think that having constraints makes it easier because you don't have to choose. Basically it's randomness which is choosing for you, and at the same time it's a way to experiment, because if every time you have new constraints you try new things, and that's great. And at the same time, having constraints doesn't just make it easier, it also makes it, well, a bit challenging, and that is what's gonna be great. So what are those challenges going to be? First, I have to say I've been inspired by PV Nova. He's a French music YouTuber, so you should check out his videos. It's all in French, sadly, if you are English and stuff, but it's still very awesome, so you should check it out. There are gonna be a lot of difference between what he's doing and what I am doing. He's just an influence and inspiration of mine, and that's it, because he's a complete musician. He can play a lot of different instruments and he plays them very well. He also sings and I don't. So I'm going to be focusing on bass, on percussions maybe, while he's doing all the instruments and also singing. Also even more differences, because the way I will edit my videos will also be different. Also I won't put any time constraints on myself. I want to take the time to just focus on the constraints and that's it, and try to create a good song. And so as there are a lot of differences between PV Nova and me, the constraints that I have chosen are also different, also mostly because I will just focus on the bass. Also what I want to add is that I'm talking a lot about PV Nova, but it's kind of obvious that I'm far behind him. I'm not comparing myself to PV Nova. He is really awesome and a great inspiration of mine. I'm nowhere near where he is now. But of course the goal of doing this, doing music writing challenge, is that I can get better, trying to challenge myself on music writing. So without further ado, I think that was all 8 constraints. Okay, first it's the key of the song, so let me write that. How many do I have? Then there is number, so that will actually be 2 constraints. First there will be the number of chords and the number of percussions. The number of bars too. The rhythm, important, the rhythm, yeah. Okay, now there are 2 constraints related to notes. The first is one note mandatory in at least one chord. So for example, if I have number 2, it means that in at least one chord I will have to play second notes in that chord, in at least one chord, so it can be all chords, it can be. And the second constraint related to notes is one mandatory note. So that will be a note that I will have to put at least once in the song, whether it's part of the key or not. So for example, in the key of G you have an F sharp, and if I pick just an F and not F sharp, I will have to put an F even if it's not in the key of G. Then there's the visual aspect, because as I will also be filming this and editing this together, I thought that the visual aspect was important. Look at that mess. I can't write on a board. Look at that. It's all like packed to the top and nothing at the bottom. Okay, let's just say it will leave some extra room because, okay, there's the visual aspect and there is extra challenge. In there I will put like the weird constraints. For example, there is a thing that is about trying to play a word. For example, you have the word bad, it's B-A-D basically, so you have to put that in your song. So this kind of weird challenge. And I'm leaving some room in case I'm thinking about new constraints or people are telling me about other constraints I could put in there. So yes, of course I will probably add some constraints with time. Now I've just chosen those constraints, but I haven't tried them yet, so I don't know if the results can be good or not with all that. Maybe I will just cancel some of those constraints or add some new ones. But for now, what I'm going to do is to show you what kind of things I'm talking about. When it will be the time to do the challenges, I will like not look at the paper because it would be cheating, but now it's really just to show you it's not a challenge that I will do. Let's recap, shall we? So for this challenge, this example, this will be the key of D with 4 different chords, 5 types of percussions, 40 bars, a rhythm of 3/4. The note that will be mandatory in at least one chord will be second. One not mandatory would be a D. Visual aspects would be blue. And the extra challenge would be no root note. So right, you can see the kind of challenges that this is. I think I will have quite some fun trying to do this. Yeah, I hope it will be a great opportunity to get better at writing music. I'm really looking forward to it. I really don't know how often I will do this. If it will be, I think that once a week would be like quite a lot. But I hope I will try to do at least once a month. If I can do twice a month, that would be awesome. Yeah, I'm really pushing you to try and come forward and tell me about new constraints that you think of, or even elements in the constraints that I haven't thought of. So you can just always give me ideas. That would be great. Thanks a lot.